Welcome. My name is Bernardo Vargas. I am Dr. Nearshoring, and this is one more chapter of manufacturing in Mexico for dummies. Yes. So today's subject is why Mexico should immediately impose high tariffs on China. Well, very quickly, let me tell you the background and the first reason. Mexico imports from China $129,000 billion. $129 billion a year, sorry. And Mexico export to China only 9 billion, $9.2 billion dollars to China. So the imbalance there is terrible. We don't even export from Mexico to China 10%. So that's the first reason. First, Mexico needs to protect its Mexican economy, Mexican industry, establishing tariffs to try to reach a better balance. Not something like Donald Trump, that he wants some zero balance. That's impossible. Mainly because we import parts for our industries. But maybe in finished goods, and later I have the actions where I'm explaining that. Now, second important reason, Mexico imports 62% of finished cars sold in this country annually. 62%. Okay, how many cars are produced in Mexico? In 2024, Mexico produced nearly 4 million cars. That was a record number. I think this is the year where Mexico has produced more cars. But every year production is growing. So it's somehow there's some logic associated to that. But 500,000 cars, only 500,000 cars out of the 4 million are sold in the Mexican market. 3.5 million cars are exported. Okay? Well, in Mexico, the market size of new cars in 2024 was about, round numbers, 1.1 million. So that 62% is basically 600,000 cars that we import to Mexico to be sold in the Mexican market of new cars. Well, guess what? 300,000 of those cars are coming from China. Yes. And those are BYDs, MG, Great Wall Motors, Jack. Those are the main brands. Those. But they don't have any assembly plants here. They don't have suppliers. Nothing. Those are just imported cars. So obviously China is destroying Mexican economy because there's no supply chains, no value added to the economy, not producing those cars. All the profit is going back to China. Nothing stays here in the form of employment, in the form of taxes, in the form of parts purchased, in the form of services purchased, nothing. So China is a big enemy for Mexico in that aspect. Okay, so that's another reason to establish tariffs to stop the Chinese cars in the Mexico market grows. That'll be a disaster. Then number 3. But it's not only that. The 120 billion, 29, almost 130 billion dollars that we export from China, we export also finished goods like phones and textile, apparel, and parts. So mainly those are the 4 things. But we export, obviously we import chain from the Chinese internet sales firms like Tempu or whatever that name is. Extremely inexpensive, very attractive, but very negative for the Mexican market, because that's destroying the other industries. For example, shoes. Mexico has a big shoe industry that have been able to survive, but when we export from China, we're attempting against the health of the shoe industry, also the textile industry. We have let's say a reborning textile industry, but with a negative competition from China. Our products are losing lots of opportunities. So that industry is not growing the way it should grow. Only in specific niches of the market. So now the other big threat is, now that U.S. is imposing 125% tariffs over China, the logic says, the common sense tell us that China is going to sell less to the United States. But all those products, China is going to try to sell to some countries. And guess who? Well, obviously Latin America, Mexico, Asia, Europe, the rest of the world. So that's a big, huge risk. And also China, that's number 3. The number 4, China is going to come with dumping. So, because they are going to try to use all different tactics to sell their products, so artificially reducing their prices. And as a part of point number 4, part of those practices could be they reduce their exchange rate. They reduce the price of yuan artificially, so their products become more competitive with lower prices. Eventually, if Mexico, that's number 5, reason number 5. Eventually, if Mexico does not take action and impose tariffs over China, and the United States is going to come and say, "Hey, Mexico, we need to act as in a block. We need to act, take action in a team approach. So you guys need to impose tariffs to China, and if not, for sure they're gonna retaliate. So we're gonna end up. Mexico's gonna end up doing it one way or the other. Why wait? Why wait and then run for following United States? It's very important that Mexico does not put in front of the railroad that is coming, of the train that is coming. Mexico needs to jump into United States train. Trump could be in a mistake or could be right, But it's a reality that in a temporary basis or for a longer period of time, the economic situation in the world, the economic reality is going to change. So we need to change. We need to embrace the change. So this is another reason. And we could be seen in a more favorable way as a true partner to the United States if we do this, and in a way we're going to collaborate with United States purposes and goals. So I think it's very important to consider that. And the last point number six, is low risk. With only $9 billion of export from Mexico to China, if they impose tariffs over those $9 billion, it's really nothing. It's peanuts for Mexico. Now, the bigger risk could be if China decides to sell to Mexico auto industry or electronic or materials for electronics parts more expensive or not sell. I think that possibility really very, very, very scarce. I seriously doubt they're gonna increase their prices. What they want to do is sell to everybody. So I don't think they're gonna do something that is going to go against their plan of selling and putting products from China in all over the world. That's the way they're gonna grow their domestic product. They don't have any other way to grow their domestic product in the proportion they need. Remember, population in China is going down. They have stopped investing in construction. So the only thing they have is manufacturing to keep their growth the way they want it, the way they need it. And they're going to do everything that is necessary, even destroying all other economies in the world to achieve that. So this is why we need to act together with United States and Canada as a bloc to, achieve this. Against China, like a team. Now, how can Mexico do it? What actions? Immediately, 50% tariff over all finished goods imported from China. Starting from cars, new cars, continuing with cell phones, computers, and then apparel. All that chain clothes, blah, 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 yada, yada, everything that is coming from China, 50% tariffs. 50% is really not that high. And the people who wants to buy that specific clothes, they're going to get it. It's incredible how clothes of 100 pesos. 100 pesos is $5 for a shirt for women. We have acceptable quality. It's extremely inexpensive. It's cheap. So, but that amount of tariffs, 50%, imagine $130 billion imports. The first year, 50% is gonna be 65 billion. Just to make it a quick math, right? To make things simple. 65 billion in the pocket of the Mexican government. And the Mexican government desperately need it. They are broken at this point. They don't have money for investment, for any investment. They don't have proper money for the health system. They don't have money for infrastructure, for increasing electric capacity in the country, and not even for the programs for the population. So they need the money desperately. So this will be very beneficial. It will be like a double whammy. In one hand, they will develop the industry, the local industry, help develop the local companies to localize. Yes, and now do nearshoring. This is why this is a good news for nearshoring. It's a big opportunity. I hope Mexican government visualize, save our auto industry, reduce 60% imports, and in general benefit the whole Mexican industry and regain the trust from United States. So I hope by any miracle somebody in the higher levels of the Mexican government watch this and they get advice in this same direction, so they take the right actions. Okay, so this was Manufacturing Mexico for Dummies. My name is Bernardo Vargas, and I'm Dr. Nearshoring, remember, trademark, and I hope I see you in the next chapter. Thank you very much.